Josh Elliott, who has the stories of so many more who did the absolute right thing in the hardest circumstances. Josh?
That's right, George. I'm actually standing outside a church where all those lost yesterday were remembered, and they will now be permanent scars for this community. But to your point, there are so many inspiring tales of heroism from all of those teachers who put their own safety at risk to protect their students, to those students themselves, so composed in the face of such unimaginable horror. Here are their stories.
Amid the anguish and tragedy and agony of the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary, there were also incredible acts of heroism.
I thought we were all going to die.
First grade teacher Caitlin Rowick told Diane Sawyer that she locked her class of 15 in a tiny bathroom.
So I said, no, we just have to be absolutely quiet. And I said, there are bad guys out there now. We need to wait for the good guys.
While down the hall, students in Terry Alves' third grade class first heard the gunshots over the school's intercom.
She locked the door and taped a piece of white tape over the window of the door. And then she told us to go in the corner.
Pregnant and due with the baby any day, Alves tried to keep her class calm.
We kept hearing gun noises and put your hands up, and we just kept hearing that.
What is she saying to you?
She's just saying it's going to be okay, just be quiet.
What were your friends and classmates doing at this point?
We were in the corner all crouched in, and all the girls were crying, a couple of boys, and the boys were like, they had their eyes wide open watching everything.
Did you hear your principal say anything?
Yeah. She was crying, and I thought she was screaming. That's what we heard over the loudspeaker. We heard kids crying.
While parents rushed to the school, desperate to find their children.
As a parent, what must those moments have been like?
It's horrifying. You know, you always worry about your kids, but it's something that you can never think would actually, ever happen. So you're never really prepared.
Do you worry about going back to school?
Yeah. Now I do.
When you see Miss Alves, what do you want to say to her?
I want to say you saved my life. There are 19 people in our class, and she saved all of us.
Now, there were so many discussions on social media yesterday about the propriety of talking to the children involved in this tragedy. But as our Dr. Besser has often said about tragedies such as this, it's most important to know your child. And to that end, little Tori's parents wanted her to talk about this. And one final note of heroism. Don Hawksprung, the principal who we would later learn was killed in the attack, did manage to turn on that intercom before that happened. It is believed that this was a final act of heroism on her part to warn the teachers and students of what was to come.